Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue. We fell into play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter. There were times when there was joy. But they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome to our whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to our whole new world. All the lion tried to hide away from the scars we made. This is your chance to understand we did not design this plan that was built for you. There's nothing you can do. This is my warning, this is your sign that you can't go running high. We will fight for you. You know it to be true. Welcome to our whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to our whole new world. All the lion tried to hide away from the scars we made.
And welcome everyone to Nerd TV for a special Friday night edition here for a charity event. It's been a while since we've done a charity event. This time we're going to be supporting Team Rubicon. We'll be talking about them throughout the whole entire broadcast this evening, going 100 laps live from my home track, the simulated Daytona International Speedway. I'm already messing this up. Here we go. So Team Rubicon 250 at Daytona. And we're looking for a really awesome charity event here this evening. These guys that have been joining in the session are hyped. You can see the chats. We've already got $440 in donations for Team Rubicon from this event already. We have not even dropped the green flag yet. So weather on the track, 78 degrees temperature on surface, 77 in the skies. 80% humidity. That's very accurate. I can give you that 100%. It's cloudy, but it's nighttime, so it does not matter. Winds 5 miles an hour. Also, not going to matter. My name is Jeremy Stanley, aka Jay Swifty on the interwebs, and to my right-hand side, co-partner / producer / broadcaster / whoever you want to call him, Ballistic, Dustin Logston. It's Friday evening, man. What's up?
Friday evening, ready to sit down and watch these guys give it everything they have. It's, you know me, one of my favorite tracks between this and the track that you thought was your home track, Talladega.
So silly.
But I love Daytona. Looking to see what these Gen 7s, not next gens, these Gen 7s can do here.
Oh, here he goes.
You know, I gotta fire it off every time right off the bat. But no, it's a charity event, hurricane relief. I mean, obviously we know that the the South and the Eastern Coast just obliterated by Mother Nature herself. And it's awesome that the sim community can get together like this in partnership with Team Rubicon to try to raise money for that relief. And it's always a good thing. We love doing this stuff, Jeremy. That's why when it comes to this, we don't charge. That was one thing when the promoter come to me and said, "Okay, let's make it happen. What do I owe you?" I said, "We don't look to make any money or profit off somebody else's misfortune. That's not what we're about. We want to put on a good show. These drivers want to put on a good show, and hell, let's raise some money."
Absolutely, yeah. If you want to be a part of the Nerditude Discord, you could join it, and then it'll tell you all the things. And yeah, that's one of the key highlights is charity events are free, and because, well, no sense in charging for something that's, they're trying to earn money. We're not trying to take that away from the pot. So just a quick stat here. If you're not familiar with Team Rubicon, which, by the way, you can go to their website, teamrubiconusa.org. We'll shout that out throughout the race. We're going to have a QR code throughout the race to put in a one-time donation. But if you go to the website, they'll tell you the stats. And Dustin, if you're not familiar with these people, that as of August 31st, they have logged 106,000 volunteer hours. 2.5 million individuals have been impacted from storms. Remember, this is from August 31st, so not even 2 months. And they got 2.5 million people logged as having issues and been impacted by storms. And then 543 communities served. That's these guys, boots on the ground, doing crazy stuff a month and a half in. That's a lot of places to visit to kind of help with storm relief. And right now they're currently working the southeast. Of course, Helene, Cat 4 entering the panhandle of Florida, then Hurricane Milton, which went right through my hometown. The Cat 1 to hit Cat 4 right around the Tampa Clearwater area. So they're serving all the way up into North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, and then my home state here in Florida. So once again, teamrubiconusa.org. Please donate to the cause. Like I said already, they've collected donations of $440, which is a big number before the green flags even dropped. Let's try to get that number as high as we can. Please, that'd be kind of cool to just maximize what we can do as a sim community, helping the people that are in need.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's what it's all about. We get here. We get on to have fun, put on a good show. Let's try to raise as much money as what we can. And speaking of community, it's not only the drivers, it's not only the organizers, it's not only the broadcast and production crew that's behind this. Alongside of Nerd TV's normal sponsors and partners that we work with all the time, there's been a number of other partners that have come on board as well, and you're going to see their logos that are going to rotate in the top right, and you're going to see their plugs and everything else. That's J Seminario Designs. We've had 213simware.com come on board. Team Conti Sim Performance come on board as well. It's an amazing thing that these individuals have come on board, and there are prize packages from some of those individuals that have come on board is sponsoring. And if you want more information, if you are racing in this, it is in the Team Rubicon Discord. As far as what they're going to do, I do believe that they are going to do a random drawing of the top 10s at certain points in the race. So if you're in the top 10, they're going to do a random drawing. One person's going to receive, I do believe, a t-shirt design from 213 Simware, among other prizes from some of the other sponsors. So again, thanks to them for stepping on board as well, and for all of our regular partners as well. We love bringing the limelight to what is needed, and all these partners and supporters do as well.
That's a kind of a cool point, and I want to kind of highlight that. You said a random selection of the top 10. They're not promoting you to go out there and win the thing. They want you to just be here and be a part of this charity event, help the cause for Team Rubicon. And so they're not going to just give the leader the shirt. They're going to give a random pick in the field. So that's just kind of a cool thing that they're not trying to promote you. Hey, you gotta drive hard. You gotta go to the front. No. You're just gonna be there, and you have a chance. And that's kind of a cool thing from 213simware.com to kind of promote for this event. Currently in session, Dustin, we have 19 drivers. We got 14 times currently posted in this 10-minute qualifying session, which you have 3 minutes 9 seconds left. before we kick it over to race, which is 100 laps.
And speaking of times, Jeremy, so I mean, we've covered a lot of stuff in the pre-race show presented by Martin Sports, but
I see what you're doing.
I want to talk about these times. Look at your second, third, and fourth place times. That is Tom Sears in the 14. That is Juan Escamilla in the 41, and Briley Wright in the 8. They are all locked in at a 50.06. That means that to decide where they started, it had to go to at least the third, if not the fourth decimal point on those times. So if you want to talk about how close these drivers are running right now, just on solo single lap times, that's pretty close to have 3 of them already locked in at identical times almost.
I did not see what you're going to get. I was looking at Donald Ray, your current fastest time. 50.000. How many times do you see a 500 on the board on a time? I've never seen that. It's kind of cool.
You know what?
It's pole. It's pole too, so it's even more meaningful.
It is. Maybe there's 500 on the board because maybe maybe it's a sign that we're going to hit $500 in donations or more before the end of this race.
Hey, we're already $60 away from that.
There you go.
Before we went live, so I think these guys. We got 8 current live. We had 11 at one point. So as this race kind of cycles in, but we can get $60 more. That's pretty simple, right, guys? So. Challenge accepted. I don't care if you haven't even typed yes or no to that. We're gonna get there at least $500. 2 chats. We have our newest esports driver, Dustin. Steve Rada in here, and you got 2 cheerleaders. Currybury, which I have no idea who you are, but says good luck, Steve. But the other one, Kyle B Fishing. I've met this guy at Homestead.
Yes, that's what Steve Rada was saying. Yes.
Yeah, it's Homestead. So I met him in the grandstands. He became a sports photographer for ESPN for a football game. That was kind of cool. But thanks for joining in on here. Still, we got 1 minute left. 15 times posted now, 4 not. And as soon as we get updates on the donation count, Nick Alfred, I do believe, who's hosting this event, he is in charge of giving us that information. As soon as we get that, we'll let you know if we hit the 500, 550, whatever the case is. And once more, teamrubiconusa.org is your place to go. Keep that on your browser. I know most of you have a 2-windowed setup here, so let's kick yourself over to the second screen.
We will have the QR code too. The second we get our faces off the screen, that QR code will stay up the entire event.
There you go. Absolutely. And it's not a small QR code. You're not going to miss it. So, Dustin, 15 seconds left. That's it. I think that 500 time is going to hold. Donald Ray is going to take the pole for tonight's Team Rubicon 250 at not Talladega, but Daytona. I still can't get over that. That is completely bonkers to me, why I would say with full confidence.
If our cameras would have been on, the look I would have been giving the camera when you started saying Talladega would have been priceless.
All
right.
That one down, am I? All right, so here we go. Race session is live. Cameras off. Full screen. There's your QR code. Nerd Promos is what that reads to the right. And that thing will be there, I do believe, the entire time, except for if we run a commercial roll, which I'm sure we'll at least hit one of them here this evening. Remember, 100 laps, 250 miles. If you caught our race on Tuesday, this is not timed. I can guarantee you they set up 2 hours and 50 minutes in this session. We will not be shortcutted our 100 laps here this evening. I see Craig R. on the YouTube chat saying 41 Escamilla for the W. Kyle B. saying thanks, Stanley, for the shout out. You're very welcome, sir. Hopefully you get more chances and opportunities in that department. Sarah Brooke Gray saying good luck, Steve. Steve has got the fan base. Let me.
I'm telling you, man, this guy is just bringing the base.
Yeah. I kind of know Sarah from the Facebook. We've kind of said hi to each other, not directly, but through a middle party, aka Steve. So either way, we got our grid to go through here. 19 entries into this thing. Let's get $500. Let's get $600. I know you guys can do it. All right. First row, Donald Ray in P1 to his outside. In second place will be Thomas Andrews. Row 2, Tom Sears in third. Juan Escamilla in fourth. Row 3 is going to be Briley Wright in 5th, Joseph Klein in 6th. Row number 4, we're going to find Jake Weaver in 7th, Keith Basham in 8th. 9th place in row 5, Steve Rada. Then 10th place, Bryant Newingham. Newingham? I think that's how we said it was going to be. Row 6, Colin McDonough. In 12th place, Jeff Huggins. Row 7 and 13th will be Lawrence Aaron Jenkins. In 14th place to the outside is Lucas Damani. I think that's what we said on that one too. Damani. All right, row 8 will be...
I'm going to say Domini.
Domini? Domini. Okay, I'm going to get this right. It takes me a minute or two to get these things down. You know that. Nerd TV followers will absolutely know that too. Then we got Nathaniel. I'm butchered. Thank you. God. Nathaniel Briner in 15th, Nick Alford in 16th. Row 9 will be Jim Walton and Jack Wilkinson, and then the last person in the field, Julio Nieves. In the 24, Jeff Gordon throwback. That's your 19 car lineup. We're a half a lap away, Dustin. Hopefully I've got all my butchering of names out of the way. But when you see new names all the time, you might stumble on a couple. So there's that. You're welcome.
Oh, it's gonna happen. If we do butcher a name, we apologize. It usually takes us a couple of attempts, especially in league events, to do it. And that's the unfortunate thing is some of the times these are the first time and only time that we see some of these drivers for a while. So getting the names right gets a little hard. Slappick 27 waves saying number 27, so out on the track. So we got some Brad Keselowski individuals out here texting and driving at the same time. Don't do that. And then Holmes, he says, love listening to you guys. You rock. Much love, my man. Hope you enjoy the show. But Jeremy, we are ready to call the Team Rubicon 250. Donald Ray, Thomas Andrews, your front row.
Pace cars down. Premature Patrick, late Larry, whatever you want to call him. Here we are. Barney's throwing the flag. Green flag is out. 100 laps is underway for the Team Rubicon. 250 side by side still. The first 2 rows. Somehow the 8 car in 5th place. Riley Wright goes single file, but then 24. The William Byron scheme, which, by the way, that is not the 24 on the boards. I do believe that is the 16 Joseph Klein with the 24 stamped on the side. He's going to be taking that 3rd spot on the outside lane. The 17 behind him closing in, Bryant Newingham. He passes the 27, getting into number turn 3 outside of Jake Weaver. And then we're back stacked up here. The top 6, a little bit of a breakaway. You see our nerdy sports driver, Steve Rada, the only green car out here this evening. Very easy to catch him. He's got a bunch of cheerleaders, so look for the green car if you're looking for that driver. And the number 5 is going to lead the charge. Well, number 18 on the board. These guys throwing us off, Dustin. Number 18/5, Thomas Andrews to the point.
Yeah, so at this point in time, when it comes to this, we're going to call the car number that's on the side of the car, not the one that's actually on the board up top. Yes, that is Thomas Andrews in the Armor All number 5 Chevy Camaro ZL1. And Jeremy, we're already seeing that high line is starting to get organized. They got a lot of speed, but again, Thomas Andrews is getting a lot of push from the 41 of Juan Escamilla right now. He was all over that back bumper, giving it the business to get the 5 of Thomas Andrews up to the front there. But that inside line, Jeremy, is still battling back right now. So it is 2 by 2 by 2 for the first 6 positions. That's Andrews, Escamilla, Ray, Klein, Sears, and Wright. But again, look at that high line momentum, Jeremy.
It's going to be pretty strong, it looks like, from the opening laps anyway. Slap Kit 27 on YouTube saying waves to the 27. That is toward Jake Weaver. So we got our second guy in here cheering on. Glad to be here. I'm the number 96. That's from LEJ End. That's the 96. So that is Lawrence Aaron Jenkins, currently running 18th on this opening part of the race. And then Nicholas Pressey, I think, says, thank you everyone for showing up for a great cause tonight. Absolutely. I see we're up to 16, 17 live viewers at the moment. hopefully we get some more numbers over there. And for the ones who just joined, I know we started the race with 10 viewers, so that QR code on the lower left-hand corner will take you to the donation page at teamrubiconusa.org. And there's 2 ways to donate, Dustin, not just one. You can do a single donation if you would like, which goes, pre-click options go from $1 to $500, or you can do a custom amount. Or if you click to the right of that, there is a monthly donation where you auto assign a monthly donation to Team Rubicon, which is kind of cool. 2 ways to donate. It's either way. Any dollar is appreciated. Go check them out.
Absolutely. Always here for a good cause. Jeremy, this racing as we go on board with the Space Panda drone cam. Again, these guys giving it everything they have. We have only the best technology. Our drone cam goes 200 plus mile an hour because you know what? We're nerds and we can do that. But this racing, Jeremy, is getting hard and heavy right now. A lot of shifting in that back there, 3 wide. As we're watching right now, they're trying to figure it out. Looks like the high line there, that looks like that's going to be the 6 of Jeff Huggins trying to work his way further back. It's, again, that's a typical strategy, Jeremy. We see that strategy all the time at restrictor plate tracks, drivers trying to work their way back. Because, again, something that we didn't talk about because we were talking about the charity and the amazing partners that come on board for this tonight is the big one. That is always in the back of everybody's mind, is the big one. And some driver strategy is, you know what? I'm going to give myself the most amount of time to react and to avoid it if I'm in the back. And as it gets closer to the end, then I'll work my way further forward. So, again, not a bad idea. On that, and it's a strategy we've seen time and time again.
Yeah, 100% here. We do have some sponsors we do have to shout out along the way through this 100-lap event. First one of the night is going to be from teamconti.gg, one of the best setup shops on the iRacing platform. So if you're looking to get yourself into victory lane today, tomorrow, sometime this weekend, whatever the case is, head yourself over to teamconti.gg. Pick out what setups you want for what cars you want. Purchase them. You will not be disappointed in what you purchase because you will find victory lane one way or another. That's teamconti.gg.
Yeah, an excellent partner that came on board for tonight's event. You know, it is. I mean, this is all fixed setup right now, so all these drivers are even, but we do know that is a very competitive market with setups, and for them to come on board for a charity event is an amazing thing, especially for what this event it stands for Team Rubicon and everything that they do. But Jeremy, I am noticing something with these cars. We are seeing a lot of wiggling, a lot of play back and forth, something we don't typically see a lot of times coming to Daytona or Talladega. But these cars, I don't know if maybe it's that 5 mile an hour crosswind that's doing it, but there's a lot of play back and forth, and it's kind of thrown a couple things off. But as we were going over a number of things, Jeremy, number 3, Steve Rada to the front on that inside lane, leading the way right now over the number 2 of Donald Ray, followed by the 14 of Tom Sears.
The YouTube chat standing on their feet, looking at the number 3 lead this thing for 2 consecutive laps as the number 2, Donald Ray, tries to get back to where he was at the opening flag of this event. Gets there to turn number 1. He's going to stay to the top, not clear Steve just yet. As we're trying to complete lap number 9 here, just like that, everyone back to 2 by 2 by 2. Look at the run, the 2 and the 5 get off the corner exit. 2 drivers are going to clear Steve. Almost 2 drivers completely clear Steve. They're going to stick to the top. Looks like the 2 and the 5 made a little part. Ooh, off-centered bump there from the 5. I thought the 2 was going to go around. We're still going straight here off of turn number 4 now. The first 5 row. Oh, here's your first boomer. But Mox's caution here this evening. Dustin, we got a wreck. It looks like the 25, Nathaniel Briner, the 24 of Julio Neves, and Jeff Huggins in the 6 for a 3-car crash to open up this event.
Oh.
You see it right there at the tail end. We might have hit the VHS rewind as we cross over the 20. Oh, man. Ooh, all 4 wheels off the ground. Oh, that's a huge hit.
Yeah, we're going to have to go back on that. That was a huge hit on that going back up. And Jeremy, I mean, it looks like it was, so that's what it was. So the 25 of Nathaniel Briner gave a bump to the 81 there, and the 24 was not expecting that. It slowed him up, it got him out of line, and just a little bit of contact on that left rear. And Jeremy, you know as well as I, with these rigid, stiff suspensions, they do not handle transitions like that. So when Nathaniel Briner went down to that apron, it offset it and just snapped it right back up again. And unfortunately, right back across the 24, and that's what sent that right into into no man's land, not where you want to be, which is upside down. We're going to ride on the roof cam here. Instant contact right there, and lost our camera feed because it is grinding along that roof there. So hard hit, locks it down, allows drivers to get by. Veteran move there, but unfortunate turn of events for the 25 of Nathaniel Briner.
That was a very weird way to go into turn 3 too. Like, he was gonna follow him on the bottom. These guys are in the back of the pack. They're not racing for the lead, so like in theory, in my book, I'm gonna stay nose to tail with the guy all the way until a caution comes out that's not for my undoing, or if you just have to come down for green flag pit stops. But he just kind of unnaturally drifted up the corner of the track, and the 24 Julio just did not expect it. And
the only thing I can think of,
contact.
yeah, the only thing I can think, Jeremy, is because we didn't get a chance to see because we were covering the bigger pack up front, is we don't know how long the 25 of Nathaniel Briner had been riding behind the 81. So usually the corner is where drivers will drift up and get that right nose out in clean air to cool off their water temps. They'll get their left nose out to cool off their oil temps if they're too high. So it could have been a situation where he was trying to get some clean air to the front nose there, and the 24 just was not expecting the drift up from the 25.
And that could very well be the case too. Those guys are in a small group of cars. They're keeping it single file for the most part. And so yeah, he could have been tucked up and just try to cool off the engine. And well, that engine is definitely cooled off at this point of the race. 11 laps in. I've scheduled 100 laps. So we got 16 viewers still live on YouTube side. This is a great time to visit teamrubiconusa.org to check out the stats on the site and donate. You got the QR code there. You see it. It's on the lower left-hand side of your screen. Will not leave your screen for the most part this evening. Dustin, we're going to shout out another one of our partners that came on board for tonight's Team Rubicon 250 charity race. Going to be we talked a little bit about them in the beginning there, about the shirt being donated to a random top 10 driver. That's going to be 213simware.com. It's not the first time we've shouted this group out here. So if you're looking for custom-made driver shirts, hats, and more, check out everything that they have to offer sim drivers at 213simware.com. Remember, at some point in the race, they're going to donate a shirt randomly to a driver in the top 10, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and it's an awesome thing for them to come on board like that. And again, not the first time we worked with 213simware.com. Tony Ludi over there does an amazing job trying to showcase different drivers. We have the pleasure of working with Tony Ludi and 213 Simware with their work in the RSR Next Gen Cup Series, sponsored by Best One Tire and Service on Tuesdays. So good group of guys over there. Tony Ludi's an awesome guy to work with. So it's awesome to see them come on board tonight for this event for sure.
I think I skipped over this comment, but Holmesy on the chat as well saying, love listening to you guys. You rock. Holmesy, you rock as well. And thank you for joining in on our broadcast here this evening. 12 laps in, we're going to restart this thing on lap 13. You see them 2x2x2. Pace car lights are off. That is the signal to go back to green flag racing once again. 3 cars in that wreck. The 24 Julio sustained engine damage, but he got it fixed. So does his car run well? I don't know. I think they might have a fast repair because his car looks really clean. So it could be the case. I think they do, because the 25
They do.
Also,
Yes.
Nathaniel, he's perfectly clean. He's touched up. The 6 looks clean. So I don't. Dustin, do you have a count on the fast repairs?
I do not have a count on the fast repairs, but I do know that they were available. I do believe it is 1 fast repair, so we do know that at least some of the drivers have spent their, what we dub the fasty, already tonight, and there's still a lot of laps and racing going. Green flag flies. The 2 of Donald Ray leads that inside line off to an excellent start right now. The 41 of Juan Escamilla follows him in suit. Steve Rada leading that top side with the number 8 of Briley Wright right behind him, trying to get back up, Jeremy. And here closes in the rest of the field right now. That 27 of Jake Weaver on that top side. And you see the 24, and I do believe we said that was Joseph Klein there on the inside. And now everybody closes back up, Jeremy. So things starting to get organized again in both lanes.
There we go. And yes, I can confirm I went to the race day schedule and it is 1 fasty. So 3 drivers, a 6, 25, 24. Those 3 have already used them up. Everybody else still has 1 in the bank. We're starting to see some shifting here. It looks like the 41, Juan Escamilla at the line. He gets it by 4 1/1000ths of a second over the number 2 of Donald Ray. And we got a wreck here in turn number 1, down to the bottom. 1 car really slow, got hooked in the left rear, and he's going to save it and not hit anything. And that's going to be the number 81, Lucas Domini, in the blackout Ford Mustang Dark Horse. And we stay green, Dustin.
Yeah, we stay green. We're going to see what happens there. Oh, it was a big checkup. You seen the backfire come out of the tailpipe there. And the, what would be the 88 High Rock Chevy Camaro there just did not have time to check up. And that just sent the 81 of Lucas Domini down to the inside. What a save, Jeremy. And folks, we have to let you know exactly how hard it is for these drivers to save these cars when they get like that. These cars are not the easiest to save. We have that, what we here at Nerd TV have dubbed the death wobble. Usually when those cars start going left and right, which is the driver trying to counter steer it to try to save it, it becomes a death wobble, because once it gets too far, that car is going to snap, and it's going to snap hard. So to have a car get that far out of line and out of sorts, and for that driver, for Lucas and that 81 to bring it back in, that was a hell of a wheelman job right there.
100%. I want to touch on this before we get to the point. There is 2. I should have brought this up earlier. I apologize on mine. This is on me, but there is 2 stage breaks in this race: lap 20 and lap 40.
That's what it was.
16. So 5 laps to go in the first stage, and then we're gonna throw that yellow, let them regroup. So the 81 Lucas, he will not be long time in the back. He will eventually be brought up by that caution in 4.5 laps from now. But back to the racing here. What has he got? Ooh, was the 25? I did not catch this, Dust. Oh, he slams the inside wall. Remember, he's already used the fast repair.
Yeah, and this was it was contact from the 88 there, that the High Rock, and Jeremy, that looked like hard impact there with what was going on. So not sure. It looked like it was a checkup and a little bit of a wobble. But I tell you what, man, right now Keith Basham and that 88 High Rock Vodka Chevy just having a hard time right now with some of these checkups that drivers are doing. And it can be hard, Jeremy, because, I mean, these cars, they're booking. I mean, they're fast, and, you know, we have hundreds and hundreds of laps, as we got 3 wide right now back here for position. So this is going to be, that's Steve Rada on the inside, and then you're going to have Lawrence Aaron Jenkins. He was in the middle on that second row, 24 in the wall there as well, as they try to get that figured out. But these checkups can happen fast, and you don't have a lot of time, like mere split seconds to make a decision on what's going on. So it can be very tough, but that's what you were talking about, the stage breaks. That's where it is. First stage break, it's going to be a random driver in the top 10 is going to get a prize from 213 Simware. And the next stage break, I do believe it's going to be a random drawing, and there will be a prize randomly from a driver in the top 10 from Team Conti Sim Performance. So, but racing up front, Briley Wright had a little bit of an off-center bump. Car got a little bit out of sorts, and that bump came from the two of Donald Ray. But they gather everything back up, and they're still going. Jeremy working lap 19. We are coming close to that stage break at lap 20. Who is going to take stage 1 victory tonight in the Team Rubicon 250?
2x2 through the first 6 rows, and then everybody else is looking for that caution to get caught back up into this main pack. Lap and a half, lap and a quarter now left to go. It is the 8th of Briley Wright, the number 2 Donald Ray. They're both on the inside, but look at this outside lane off of turn 4. Oh, then the 41 is gonna and the caution's out. They're actually gonna throw it to end it right there. Okay, I thought they're gonna complete lap 20, but lap 20 on the dot is the caution. Comes out right away. That's your second one, presented by Boomer Button Boxes here. And the 41, Dustin, gains 5 positions on 1 lap, sneaks it in there to pick up the first stage.
Yeah, what a move that was, too. So as we're looking at it, they are coming to the line. You're going to see the 41 of Juan Escamilla pull to the inside. Look at the run he has. The 27 just squeaks in. That is Jake Weaver. And mark stage 1 victory to the 41 of Juan Escamilla. Excellent run there. The 14 of Tom Sears almost had it, but what a run so far. And folks, don't forget that QR code is there. We are trying to raise as much money as what we can for hurricane relief to assist Team Rubicon. They do a number of different things, and they have been helping disaster relief from the 2 most recent hurricanes that tore through the Gulf Coast and the southeast and the eastern seaboard as well. So again, utilize that. Any amount that you can donate is going to help. Doesn't matter if it's $1, doesn't matter if it's $5. It doesn't matter. Any little bit is going to help, and we appreciate anything that you guys would be able to provide and donate for this cause.
Yeah, and just to touch up on that a little bit more in detail, Team Rubicon, there are 3 highlights that they bring up on their website. First is pre-disaster mitigation. So they do everything they can to areas that can have natural disasters happen to them. They go through all the steps that they can themselves through volunteers to make the communities as safe as possible right before a storm or even months prior. So that's one of their big touching points. And then post-disaster response. So crazy amount of people head right to the sites they got hit the hardest, and they are working nonstop, whether if it's just clearing out yard debris, if you lost a porch or something with a building or a vehicle that maybe flipped over, or whatever the damage is, does not matter. They are going to clean it up. They're going to move it out of the way and try to get people back up and running normal as quick as possible. And then long-term recovery as well. So like drainage systems, like, you know, clearing out trees that don't need to be in certain areas that are deemed unsafe, that kind of thing. That's the long-term recovery to kind of, again, goes in full circle, right? After your long-term recovery, then you go, that's technically part of the pre-disaster mitigation. So it's just, that's their 3 touching points there. And once again, I'm going to shout it out all night long. TeamRubiconUSA.com. Scan that QR. Dustin told you, and I've told you. And we're going to tell you again. Bottom left-hand corner, get that phone camera out. I know you got your cell phone on you. Scan it. And anything. $1, $5, does not matter. Anything's appreciated.
Absolutely. Jeremy, why don't we take this time? We have an in-race reporter. Why don't we see if we can't get him on the horn and see how the race in action is from the driver's perspective?
He's been in the back. He's led some laps. Most of the YouTube knows him. His name is Steve Rada, our in-race reporter here from Nerd TV and Nerd Esports Driver. Steve, I see you're coming down pit road. I apologize, but
no,
how's
good.
the car feeling, man?
Car's a little bit loose. Been having issues where car's been giving you that big hit and will get the car really squirrely.
Loose was not the term I was expecting there. How's the draft package? I know you just went 3 wide a few laps prior to this caution, and it looks like the side draft on the right side corner panel just really affecting how people are checking up and running the race.
Yeah, it drops you down in major speed. You could be doing like 191. Next thing you know, you're doing 181, and it's like, oh, you're saying duck now.
And what did you learn? Final question. What did you learn out there in those first 20 laps that can kind of get you back to that front again?
Follow where the draft is going, and don't be somewhere. Don't be the same duck while leading.
There you go. Lane control is what he's saying right there. Don't be the duck that just sits in the same lane. You got to be active behind the wheel. But Steve, we'll let you get back to it. Good luck the rest of the way. Might talk to you one more time. Who knows?
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Don't be the sitting duck. That's probably some of the best advice. That is one of the hardest things, is to be in the right place at the right time when the time calls for it. And Jeremy, you and I both know that can be really, really tough. So, I mean, Steve has worked his way up to the front. He's been in the back. He's kind of getting a feel for it. And I think a lot of these drivers are, Jeremy. We've seen a number of them back there. One of them is the event coordinator right now, and that's none other than Nick Alfred in that 15 Victory Fuel Toyota Camry. He has been in the back, has worked his way up to the front now, going to restart P4. So a lot of these drivers doing the same tactic, trying to get a feel for everything all the way around the track.
Slow, steady progress for the 15. He just needs a few more spots to lead a lap. Pace car is down. Stage 2 for the Team Rubicon 250 is underway. The 18/5 of Thomas Andrews is going to press the go button just a little sooner than the guy on the outside, number 39, Colin McDonough, who started 11th up to 2nd place on this start of the race for Stage 2. The 41, your stage winner, Juan Escamilla, is going to take that 2nd place now. Now the 27, Jake Weaver, he's looking to pass the number 39 as he gets off a turn 2 exit. They level out with the outside lane. More numbers on the inside versus the outside. They all close in here into turn 3, Dustin, and clean restart for these guys.
Yeah, real clean. But I tell you what, man, that 41 of Juan Escamilla right now was giving the business to the 5 of Thomas Andrews, and now you see he moves to the top side, but Thomas Andrew goes where the momentum is, and that is a smart move. The driver that can control and put his car in the lanes where the momentum is actually building up is the driver that's going to be the hardest to pass right now. Thomas Andrews did just that when he seen the 41 of Escamilla move up. Now, top side has got a little bit more organized, but that inside run, 14 of Tom Sears, a driver that almost picked up the Stage 1 victory, now leading the charge on that inside. He's moving up. He's got the 24 of Joseph Klein on his inside, or his out, but behind him. Man, if I could talk. Inside, outside, behind him. He's right around him. There we go. We'll say that. And then the 24 of Rick James back there. So the two 24 cars working together. But Jeremy, there's that side to side, movement that we see. That's what is really tough on this. The lane that can actually maintain position the best is the lane that's going to be able to move. But one thing that I see is look at the amount of space on that top side. A lot of space in between those cars. That inside lane, the cars are much closer. That's why you're seeing that line start to progress forward right now. As right now, you see Colin McDonough sits here and puts his car in front of the 14 of Tom Sears. Let's see what the 39 and the driver behind that wheel can do to try to get that inside lane going.
It's amazing the speed difference, right? You said the 39 was making great progress because they're button.
Oh!
Save it.
Wow!
As he saves it here moments. Oh no, the 24.
Big
Julio
wreck.
hits the 88. 4 or 5 cars evolved for the third Boomer Button Boxes caution this evening. Second caution that the 24 has been a part of here, and he collected a few others, I think, for the first time involved in a wreck. And we're going to go to the Nerd TV replay to figure out exactly what happened here. Bad bump to set off the 39, set off a chain reaction throughout the entire field, which caused this wreck, and it is the 8 and the 24. Oh, and they smashed the 25. That's the third wreck. The 25 just cannot avoid these things.
No, that 25, poor guy, Nathaniel Briner has been involved in about every one of them, and you see right now, I mean, just the carnage that was going on. We had Jeff Huggins in the 6. He also went off track as well. You see, he had nowhere to go. I mean, the 24 and the 8 got together. Oh, the 81 of Lucas Domini just had no time to check up at all. Got right into the back of the 6 of Jeff Huggins. You see the 24 right now, Rick James up against the wall. You see the 88 there sliding all over the place. That's Keith Basham right now. He's trying to save it. He was involved. We had the 8 of Briley Wright was involved. And, oh, man, he just misses a secondary contact that was there, too. So, just unfortunate turn of events. But, I mean, that all started from that bad bump, Jeremy, that we seen happen on the 39 of Colin as they were coming through. They come right off of turn 4, and the 14 of Tom Sears just right behind him. And, I mean, you see he's right there and gets right on that left rear and then does a slide bump on corner exit. And that was just enough to get the 39 of Colin McDonough out of sorts. But he's able to save it. But, Jeremy, what happened was it just stacked everybody up. You see 3 wide, almost 4 wide right there. And it was 4 wide. And that's ultimately what caused that scenario. As you see the contact right there from the 24 and the 8 that just escalated and started everything.
Hate to say it, but Zach Hickson on the YouTube chat just a few laps prior said, "Let's go, Briner." And then Briner hits that 3rd wreck here in the number 25, and his night is done. The car unable to compete. He has parked it for the evening, so 18 cars left in this field. Sorry, Zach, to tell you that. But appreciate you joining in regardless. Hopefully you stick around. You got that QR code still posted in the bottom left-hand side. Team Rubicon is needing everyone's help. Remember, I said between now and August 31st, so a month and a half, they've had 106,000 volunteers. Volunteers. That means it's not a job. They are volunteering their service and their time. And so donations matter a lot. So
don't let Nathaniel Briner's sacrifice tonight go unwarranted.
That's it. There you go. That's how we're gonna advertise that. Absolutely.
You gotta feel for the guy. You do. I mean, he has just been in the wrong place at the wrong time 3 times in a row. I mean, you gotta feel for the guy. I mean, this track and this car is tough.
Yeah, 100% there. He's taking a beating out there, man, but finally succumbed to the damages, and his car is done. We got another lap and a half, I think, before we go back to green flag. Dustin, if we got a picture-in-picture commercial, let's head a short term on that. We'll be back for the drop of the green flag here for the 4th time this evening. All right, back to full screen here. Quarter lap left. We're going to go back to green flag action on lap 30. So 30 laps down, 70 to go after they cross the line. Not this time, but next time. So we're getting closer and closer to the halfway point. But stage break, Dustin's coming up in 11 laps from the time they take the green flag here. Pace car is down. Can the 41 go back to back, or is someone going to spoil that for Juan Escamilla? Here we go. The 18/5. He's going to get an excellent start.
Wow.
Clears easy by 3 to 4, even 5 car lengths of space between the next guy behind him.
That could be
He
bad.
hit the nitrous button, man.
That could be very bad, though. He put himself in a predicament. If these cars can get lined up, the momentum they're going to build on that draft, they're going to be able to slingshot Ricky Bobby style right on by him. But it looks like the 41 is going to elect to stay by. But Jeremy, right now, the 15 of Nick Alford getting a lot of help. Look at that 3-car tandem train going all the way down. And now the 14 of Tom Sears is going to go to the inside. Nick Alford is electing to stay to the outside with Escamilla and Andrews. And now we're starting to see that top line start to formulate. And here we go, Jeremy, back to 2 by 2. Both lanes starting to get organized.
Outside has the strength in numbers at the moment, led by Thomas Andrews there in the Armor All Chevrolet ZL1. I guess I can call it Camaro still. It's 2024, not 2025. But they got a much larger group there on the outside here. On the inside, led by the 14, Tom Sears. He's trying what he can. He just needs a little more assistance on the back bumper. As they get down the back straightaway here, I see Chris Acuna on the YouTube side saying, let's go 39 NPR car. 39 is referring to Colin McDonough, as he is kind of moved up. He was in 10th place last time at the line. Now he's at 7th place, I think, at the line this time.
Yeah, it's and he has moved up. And remember, he had that fantastic save. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's McDuno. There you go. I'm going to say that's, yeah, McDuno.
It can't be, can it?
I'm
D-O-N.
Yeah, I'm gonna. That's what I'm gonna
Chris.
call it. If yeah, Chris, give us some help on that. Give us some phonetic help on how to pronounce the last name of Mr. Colin there, piloting in 39, who again had a fantastic save earlier from that offset bump from the 14 of Tom Sears, who now Tom Sears has taken the lead with help from the 76 of Jim Walton. Jeremy, that's the first time we've called the 76's name. He'd been riding in the back. Now says, you know what? It's time to get up here and start playing with the boys and get up here on this broadcast as we're sitting here watching. But right now, that inside lane has got all the momentum. First 2 cars, Sears and Walton, have cleared. And right now, it is side by side between Colin and Jake Weaver. That's the 39 and 27, respectively, on your inside and outside rows. But Jeremy, that inside lane really starting to move. Oh, Colin tries to go up, could not clear.
No.
He's going to be in the sucker hole all the way back, 3 wide. Tough call for the 39 there. All that work he just did, he's going to have to do it all over again.
Chris helps us out with the phonetic spelling at the same time. His boy goes to the back.
McDonough.
McDonough.
Oh! Big contact.
Oh no!
And there's your big one, Jeremy, right there. Huge.
No.
The 24 of Rick James goes up. The 15 of Nick Alford involved on that one there, and we have got carnage all over the front stretch.
No, Dustin, no, we don't want to see. That's huge wreck. The 24, his 3rd caution this evening, going to match the number of the 25, Mr. Briner himself. But here's a huge checkup. Look at the rate of speed. Look, there, right there, the 15, 15. He's Nick Alford. He's going to recognize the guys in front of him, the 41 right in front of the blue Fastenal Mustang. He's going to check up.
Oh.
And then so Nick recognizes it, but the car behind him, the M&M's car, does not.
Correct. And you see where it started, Jeremy. The 27
The
of
front car.
Jake Weaver got a bump there from the 5. And it just that's the 5 of Thomas Andrews, and it set him off. He was able to save it, but it checks up that entire top line. You see Escamilla checks up, the 15 of Nick Alford checks up, but like you said, The 20 M&M's car of Jake Wilkinson not able to check up. Well, actually, he does. It actually come from behind him. That's the 98 right there that didn't get a chance to check up, and that's what caused it all. The 39 of Colin McDonough gets involved in it. The 96, the 15, look at the 24 going airborne hardcore style. That's Rick James. He's going to do a 50-50 wall grind across the front stretch. He wants all the fans to see his roof, and he's going to sit here and ride the roof of the 15 of Nick Alfred. He just wanted Nick to check to make sure that his undercarriage actually passed tech inspection before the race. But man, what a ride and what a wreck from these drivers here. All from that checkup, Jeremy.
Yeah, Wilkinson hits the back of the 15, not by much. And then the 96 of Jenkins just comes through an offset corner bump to his left rear. And it went from 2 wide to a small checkup into a massive wreck all within 3 seconds. Huge wreck here to set off the 4th caution, presented by Boomer Button Boxes here. And crazy wreck. Most of those guys still have their fast repair, thankfully, so they're going to get this thing buttoned up. And I do not believe that was staged, Dustin, because that was with more than 5 laps to go. As we're going to ride on board Julio Neves in the 24.
Full speed.
See what he saw. Well, that's a ride. Right to the fence.
That's a hell of a ride right there. And I mean, you've seen how fast. That was not sped up, folks. That was literally regular speed. That is how fast it happened for those drivers, and that's how fast things take place here. Oh, and then he loses it trying to get it back going with massive wheel spin. So just a tough break for the 24 of Rick James. Man, that right there, Jeremy, I mean, we've had a couple accidents, but that was the big one right there. A number of drivers took damage. I don't know how many fast repairs these drivers have left. They do have 1 fast repair for the event. But Jeremy, you know as well as I that if you use that fastie and you get involved again, you're either going to have to put it and take it behind the wall, or you're just going to have to get that damage repaired. And it's a tough thing. It's a gamble to try to figure out when you want to use it and when you need to save that fastie. We usually try to hold off as long as what we can. If we can get stuff repaired, we do. But Jeremy, it is a safe bet tonight to say that some of those cars, included definitely the 24 Rick James, had substantial damage there. That if they have a fast repair, he's probably going to have to burn it.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, the 24 Julio. Like I said, he's been part of 3 of these things. He's on pit road getting the manual repairs because he has to at this point, which he's just leaving pit road now. Looks like there is still one. Yeah, Nick Alford in the 15. He's on pit road. The 88 as well. He is on pit road. So there's 2 drivers left now. Probably 1. Yep. Keith Basham in the 88. He's really the 10 on the boards, but he's now leaving pit road. And Nick Alford is not leaving pit road, so he will go a lap down to the leaders as we're going to get the 1 to go signal, Dustin. 1 lap. We're going to resume this thing on lap 38. Remember, it's going to be a 2... Oh, back up. They're going to extend the caution. So this might be staged, or they're going to have a 1-lap shootout.
You know what? This is not a bad idea from Nick Alford, and I like this idea. You know why? There is currently... He's the only car, if he stays in pits, it'll be a lap down. Correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Only car, 1 lap down.
So even he can stay in pits, let these drivers go by him, get as much repaired as possible, and when that caution comes out for stage, guess who's going to be in line for the lucky dog?
Number 15.
The number 15. Not a bad strategy at all to get that done. I mean, he could be in there just because the damage is required. He can't leave. But if the strategy that we just talked about is what he's doing, that's not a bad call at all, knowing the stage break is right around the corner.
I like it too. It's a very good call. So they're going to go green this time, Dustin. It's resuming on lap 38. So lap 40, they throw the flag. So there'll be a 2-lap, basically a green-white checkered, just before the halfway point. And this is going to be probably a pretty chaotic start here. You gotta get all your positions you can. I know it's not a points race, but people still want to win the stage. It's a little bit of a pride factor that's still there. You can't take the racer out of the racer is basically what I'm saying there. And we're going to see what happens here for the next 2 laps. Pace car about to pull down, Dustin.
Yeah, and this is, I mean, these drivers are going to give everything they have to try to get that Stage 2 victory. Again, there's no points involved, but to have your name on there, knowing that you took a Stage 2 victory is important. Green flag flies, 14 of Tom Sears, 76 of Jim Walton right now. They line up nose to tail on that inside line. You got Steve Rada on that top side trying to get a little help right now from the 2 of Donald Ray, trying to get something going on that top side. But Jake Weaver in the 27 getting a good run. Is he going to stay low or is he going to pull high? Knowing what's going on, he pulls high up in front of the 3 of Steve Rada. That top side trying to get something going. The 41 of Juan Escamilla runs up. Steve Rada goes to the top side, leaving the 27 in the center. Is Escamilla going to go with the center? No, yeah, they're side by side.
Ooh.
Looks like the 41 is going to stay in the center. It's going to leave the 2 of Donald Ray on the high side in the sucker hole. As they come across the line right now, side by side is Tom Sears and Steve Rada. 3 wide as Jake Weaver goes to the top side right now. On the top side, that's going to put Steve Rada in the center. Jeremy, this racing is getting good.
Man, the 27 said, Steve, you're going to put me in the sucker hole. I'm going to put you right back in there. And they flip-flop positions, final lap, before we get the caution flag for stage. And they're racing like it. We're 3 wide again. As the race leader, Tom Sears, moves to the top, it's going to put another driver into the sucker hole here on the back straightaway into turn 3. Jake is going to stick his nose to the 14. You better believe he's going to move to the top side or the bottom, whatever is open. And here he goes off of turn 4, and he's going to make me look like a fool. He's not going to do it. There he goes.
There he goes.
To the inside. No. 14 gets it, Tom Sears.
Yeah, Tom Sears takes it. Excellent effort, valiant effort from the driver, the 27, Jake Weaver. And Steve Rada rounds out your podium for that stage. So we have Juan Escamilla taking stage 1, Tom Sears taking stage 2. Jeremy, we have just a number of laps to go to see who is going to take the coveted prize and the overall title of Team Rubicon 250 champion.
There we go. 40 laps in the books here. If your number is a 4 or a 1, you're guaranteed some type of checkered flag. 41 won the first stage. 14 is going to win the second.
Didn't even realize that, my guy.
There you are.
Oh.
That's it. Solid racing to close out this second stage.
It was. I mean, you know, we had the big one there that involved a couple cars. I do believe Nick Alfred's still in pit road, so that, again, the strategy I talked about obviously was not the strategy, so he has some long-term required repairs, which means those have to be repaired and completed before iRacing stewards will allow him to rejoin the racing surface. So unfortunate break for the driver of the 15 Victory Fuel Toyota Camry. But right now, Jeremy, they are going to come down pit road. Everybody will come down, or for the most part, I would expect everybody to come down to stay on the same fuel strategy. Come to the service of their virtual pit crews. Some may get some virtual Goodyear Eagle sneakers to throw on there. Some may just elect to take the simulated Sunoco race fuel only. So only time will tell, as pit lane is busy.
Busy, busy, busy. These guys get 4 sets of tires, but it is Daytona and the Gen 7. Oh, Steve missed his stall by a whole car space.
Oh, the 88 did too, of Basham. He sat here and drove through his stall as well. So, again, drivers having issues, Jeremy. I mean, it's tough when you've been going full throttle and then you got to get on these brakes to try to lock it up to stop.
All right, Steve, every time you make a mistake from this point forward, you're donating $5 to Team Rubicon USA. I don't care if you got nothing in the account. It's going to...
Well, why? You know what? We're under caution. Why don't you bring him up now? We're second stage. Bring him up in Race Reporter. Let him know.
All right, let's do this. He's now on the back straightaway. He's got plenty of time. Let's see what we can do here. Steve, this is Jeremy from Nerd TV again. Welcome to stage 3.
Thank you.
What racing, man? You put the 27 to sucker hole. He puts you right back in there. You're 2-3 wide, hashing it out. So, what fun was that in stage 2?
That was crazy. The momentum, I had to keep going, or I would have just, if I gave him that bump, it would have just jacked him up big time, so it would not been good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you had a bad restart there to open up stage 2. There was a car slow in front of you. I think that was the 96. And it took you up until that massive wreck to recover. But then it helped you put you inside the top 5, at least that last lap by. So I saw you missed your pit stall. And so I've kind of put a challenge on you. Every time you mess up on pit road, you're going to have a $5 donation be sent to Team Rubicon. How do you feel about that?
Oh, man. I was there, had a hard time getting my pit box because the guy next to me thought he was going to be pitting first, and no, he pretty much drove right through my box, so of course, missed the box.
Yeah, you and the 88s both did the same thing. I'll actually donate the $5. I know I'm not gonna make you do it. It's my call out, but if you do it, you're gonna cost me money. So let's just for
Okay.
a good cause, why don't you miss every pit stall possible? And all right, man, we're gonna go back to racing here. So good luck to you. I'm gonna bring you back down.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if that was a good call, Jeremy, because you know what? If it was me, I'd be like, oh, you're going to cover it? Okay, I am going to jack up every single pit entry, and I'm going to go in and pit twice under every caution. By the time you're done, you're going to be donating $100 to Team Rubicon.
That's not a bad thing, though, right?
It's not. I mean, again, we're all here for a good cause. So,
Yeah,
but
I mean, people are on budgets, but Steve set. We got the challenge now set for Steve. It's fine. Oh, we got Nick Alford on the YouTube side. Stage 1 prize winner, the 41, and stage 2 will be the 3. Steve Rada randomly selected as a prize winner. So the 41, that's going to be Juan Escamilla, and then stage 2 was Steve Rada. So those two guys get the random prize. You said it was from 213simware.com?
I don't know which one it is. They have it listed in their Discord. One of the stage winners is 213simware.com. The other stage winner is from Team Conti Sim Performance. So I'm not sure exactly which stage got what, but those are your randomly selected winners.
You're correct. Stage 2. Randomly selected driver in the top 10 will receive a free prize pack from Team Conti Sim Performance. Stage 1 will receive the random top 10 driver will receive a free custom t-shirt from 213 Simware. So there's your prizes. Steve gets Team Conti, and Juan Escamilla gets a t-shirt from 213 Simware. But we're back to green flag action here, Dustin. And the restart. A little sloppy on the outside. Everybody on the bottom goes single file, but look at this. Donald Ray in the 2 quickly. Gonna try to jump to the top, and he's gonna go from the mid pack to the front on the opening lap here.
Yeah, that outside lane had struggles going on. We got 3 wide going on right now. That's Bryant Newingham. He was the driver that had a hard time getting up to speed on that restart. A little bit of wall slide there as he falls to the back. Now he's going to fall in line in front of the 6 of Jeff Huggins. But Jeremy, we got racing up here. Oh, the 24 of Rick James. He was going from uptown to midtown, almost tried to go downtown, but the 76 of Chip Walton already took up residence downtown, and we got 3 wide right now, Jeremy.
24 cannot escape the outside wall, let me tell you. Hopefully that's the last time we find them up there, but this third lane it's cooking. They got the leader up there. They got a total of 6-7 cars now on the outside lane as the 20 is deciding where he wants to be. Jack Wilkinson there in the M&M's Camry as we go 3 wide through turns 3 now. It's going to have the 76 on the outside, Jim Walton. They go back 2 wide now as the 8 of Bradley Wright files up to the outside lane. Now the number 5/18, Thomas Andrews, He has the fresh air on the nose. He's going to try to get back to the race lead.
Yeah, they're again not fully, fully put together. I mean, these lanes are just all over the places. Oh, the 5 drifts up and gets into the side panel of the 3 of Steve Rada there. Both drivers still keep going, but that's going to close all these drivers up.
Rack on the back. Sorry to cut you off there. Looks like the 81 Lucas Domini again is going to get filed to the infield on the back straightaway as he gets pushed down there below the yellow line. They make contact. It upsets the 81's car, slides up, crosses over with the 88's nose, and he's going to go for a 360 spin to the infield, locks it up, and we stay green.
Yeah, that was tough, Jeremy. Like you said, I mean, he come off that corner there, and I mean, the 96 was forcing him down. He had nowhere to go. We're going to back it up and see exactly where he was at coming off the corner there. Did he have the position? As they were coming off, yeah, he had the position, and the 96 started coming down there, and he tried to get back up above the line, and it's, again, contact, and it doesn't take much for these cars to get these things completely loose. Once you offset that weight, it's pretty tough. And Jeremy, that has changed things big time. That top side now has all the momentum. Juan Escamilla leading the way right now as he is getting a lot of help and a lot of push from the 2 of Donald Ray. We got somebody that has a lot of blinky going on right now. They are shooting sparks and particles everywhere. And now the 2 of Donald Ray goes down with help from the 14 of Tom Sears, and now Juan Escamilla in the sucker hole. He's got no help as he's stuck on that high side waiting for help. Steve Rada moves up to the top side with help from the 76 of Jim Walton. And Jeremy, we have these lanes flip-flopping left and right, drivers going from uptown to downtown, downtown to uptown. They don't know what town they want to be in.
I can tell you that the number 8 of Briley Wright, as he was doing his lag session, it looked like he was from Back to the Future. His car was blinking in and out so quick you couldn't see it. Sparks were floating around an invisible car as he was trying to time travel through that thing, but he got his internet back. He's back to actually being on the track here.
Faulty flux capacitor.
You know, you can pick one of those up at O'Reilly Auto Parts. You just got to search the part number and it pops up. Not even kidding. Try it out. Search for that part code. It does pull up on their website. Not kidding whatsoever.
Love it when companies do fun stuff like that. But Jeremy, we've seen a shift right now. So Donald Ray was getting that inside lane going, but when Steve Rada and the 76 of Jim Walton jumped to the high side, now that puts the 3 of Steve Rada in the top spot, and the 76 of Walton fighting for that P2, but here comes that push from the inside. Again, Donald Ray and the 14 of Tom Sears, they've been working together a number of times tonight, and when these two drivers get together, they always seem to be fast. And that's one thing, Jeremy, when you come to Daytona and Talladega, whether you have teammates on the track or not, you always tend to find unofficial teammates. And I'd have to say that the 2 and the 14, they're probably on that unofficial teammate list for sure.
Yeah, there's a couple of guys I've seen just naturally have found themselves. They liked how they were performing with each other and decided to hook up in this race. It's kind of funny how you just show up with a bunch of strangers for one cause, and all of a sudden you find some friends out there in a matter of 10 laps. I'm going to take this time as we get to lap 50 of this event to shout out another partner that's jumped on board for this charity event for the Team Rubicon 250. It's a design company from Jay Seminario Designs. So if you want a completely unique wrap that's going to showcase your partners, your sponsors, whatever the case is that you want on your car, search the interwebs. You can find them by searching Google. You can find them on the social medias. It's a Jay Seminario Designs. Once again, Jay Seminario Designs.
And Jeremy, I have been just dropping the ball. After our last promo, I forgot to put that QR code that links our viewers directly to the Team Rubicon donation page for iRacers United, which is what this event is categorized under. It is now back up, folks. Again, doesn't matter what you want to donate. It can be $10 or $5. It could be $1. It doesn't matter. it all goes to a good cause, and that's why these drivers are putting on one hell of a show, is we're still seeing those lane changes, Jeremy. Right now, for the first time, the 20 of Jack Wilkinson up here battling for that top spot. He's got the inside lane going. Donald Ray on the uptown. The 20 of Jack Wilkinson. See, I'm making names up. On the downtown, and he's getting help from the 41 of Juan Escamilla, who knows how to get to the front. Will he lead this lap as they cross? No, barely beat out at the line, but he is still there, Jeremy.
If you've been a fan of Nerd TV for a little bit now, you do know that we love making up fake names by combining drivers' names or just completely butchering somebody's solo name. But either way,
oh, me for sure.
Yeah, it's without a fail. At least once a month, we're creating something off the wall and entertaining. Like, so there's that. And Donald Ray, I think he's probably led, or if not close to led, most of the laps. The 14, Tom Sears, they're one of those guys too. That's the 2 and the 14 on the top lane. P1, P2 have kind of set the standard here for speed. Steve has been pretty good up there. He's led about 3 laps, I think, himself, as he goes to the inside of Bradley right in the 8. Mr. Back to the Future himself gets to turn 1 and 2. Now the 3 slows down a little bit to pick up the 20.
Yeah, trying to get something going there. But look at that. I mean, that inside lane is losing a lot. Oh, the 20 goes to jump up. That, again, the 3 of Steve Rada tries to react, doesn't have enough time, has to come back down below the yellow. He's going to lose a lot of ground on that move, Jeremy, but we're only working lap 53 of 100 right now. So still has a lot of time to make it up, but it looks like the 6 of Jeff Huggins is going to pick up Steve Rada. And now we see it for the first time, Jeremy. Aside from one car right now, that's going to be Joseph Klein. Everybody else seems like they are single file on that top side, now except for the 76 of Jim Walton. The driver's just trying to get closed back up. Jeremy, again, at this point in time, though, these drivers are going to be coming up with something that they haven't had to deal with before here coming up soon, and that's going to be pit stops. The question is, are they going to be green flag pit stops or pit stops under a boomer button box caution flag? Only time will tell.
Boomer button boxes have sponsored every single pit stop sequence so far this race. We're going to take it to a quick turn up the tunes. We're going to listen to the sounds of these cars go around Daytona. We'll be back in a couple laps. that was Turn Up the Tunes. That is basically our Crank It Up segment, and you got to hear these Gen 7 cars roaring around Daytona International Speedway, not Talladega. And if you don't know that reference, well, I created it at the very beginning of this broadcast, so you have to rewind to figure that one out. But right now, the top 6, top 5, single file on the bottom. Much different story from stage 2, which a lot of the drivers, Dustin, were leading the top lane. So just a little bit of a shift, but that has actually created some calmness in this field right now.
It has, and you can see the entire change in mindset of these drivers where, you know, they knew the stage breaks were coming. They were racing hard to try to get into that top 10, to try to get up there to get that stage victory. And now they know they have a longer set of laps to get to the checkered flag. So now the mindset's kind of changed a little bit. And they've kind of calmed down. You see a lot more space in between cars taking it easy. They know they have a pit stop coming up. So that mindset has changed. Jeremy's kind of calmed down, but I can promise you viewers out there, all you lovely, lovely viewers out there, and we appreciate each and every one of you that has tuned in live or tuned in on video on demand on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch. We appreciate you, but we can guarantee it will not stay this calm all the way to the checkered flag.
Yeah, there you go. And top 4 kind of broken out a little bit here. And there's a little bit of a calmness here. Once again, I'm going to keep shouting out this URL. You see it, well, it was on the right-hand side of your screen. Team Rubicon USA.org. This is who we're promoting here. Disaster relief team right now helping out everyone in the southeast through the past 2 hurricanes, which was Helene about, what was it, 5 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago roughly, and then 2 weeks after that, Hurricane Milton said, hey y'all, how you doing? So it was 2 and 4 weeks ago, and this completely just trashed a lot of the southeast. And Team Rubicon using nothing but volunteers, 106,000 of them in the past month and a half, and on the ground trying to help 5 to 6 different states. Just all the damages, does not matter the damage, they're going to be there to fix it, take it out, do what they got to do. It's just a small chunk of the huge team effort so far that's been trying to help the southeast.
Yeah, and I mean, just the amount of manpower it takes to put something on and to do it all through volunteer services. I mean, hats off to the men and women that volunteer for Team Rubicon to try to help with the disaster relief that's going on. That's at times can be a daunting and thankless job, but just know that all the sim racers here tonight and all the viewers and everybody that's been part of this event, they definitely thank you. So again, from everybody that's been part of this event, to include the production team here at Nerditudes and Nerd TV, we thank all the volunteer staff for Team Rubicon, and that's why these drivers are here putting on a fantastic show. And Jeremy, right now, you're top 6 lined up on that inside row. You only have 3 drivers out there on that top side trying to get something going. And as I say that, they're going to make a fool of me, Jeremy. And here we go, side by side again, 76. That is Walton and Steve Rada in the 3 trying to go. Walton looked like he was going to try to slide in on that inside row, and he will. It's going to leave Steve Rada in the sucker hole on the outside.
And Jim Walton had the fishing pole with a $1 bill on it. He went to the outside. Steve was like, ooh, $1. And then Jim pulled to the inside. And he says, well, you thought you had the $1. He's going to send him all the way to the back as everyone's single file. So Steve gets freight train there. He finally falls in line behind stage 1 winner, Juan Escamilla, which is about 8th or 9th place there for the number 3. And for the first time, Dustin, the entire single file on the bottom. You can tell we're midway in this race. 64 laps completed this time at the line, and not one driver is 2 by 2.
No, they are all single file, and Jeremy, that tells me one thing. Green flag pit stops have got to be on the horizon for these drivers. Not very often do we see it just lined up like this. It could be that they're just trying to tick laps away as well, but since the completion of stage 2 at lap 40, Jeremy, we are 25 laps from the last time these drivers hit pit road. So it's got to be coming here soon. And again, the question is, if it is green flag pit stops, how are these drivers going to handle green flag pit stops coming in from 190 mile an hour plus down to that very slow pit road speed of 60 mile an hour?
Takes a lot of effort to maximize your braking efforts to minimize the overall pit sequence time. And that's what really helps you out of these super speedway events. Not calling it a drafting track. It is a super speedway. Forever and always will be that in my book. But yeah, it's a lot of brake pressure to not lock it up, kick it sideways, don't have your brake bias too far to the front, or to the rear rather, because it will knock you sideways. And see a couple cars in the far back, they're just kind of hanging on tight, but still 66 laps in now, still single file. Yeah, this is probably going to be our first green flag stop if they continue to do this. But it's needed. We've had a lot of cautions now. We're trying to showcase some awesome talent at the same time. We're trying to donate to Team Rubicon. So green flag laps. Nah, I can't talk either. Are a good thing.
No, they are a good thing. And like I said, I mean, these drivers are doing a fantastic job. And like you said, you know, when it comes to pit road, and we're talking about that because we know that that is coming up. It's not only your brake pressure, but Jeremy, it's also these drivers' ability.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
It's apparently my automated system in the back thought I said something, but
It sure did.
it sure did.
It's name.
No, I'm not going to say its name because then it's going to start listening again. It could be something from that Amazon company, but it's also their ability to use transmission braking. You have got to be on it. With these cars being a sequential shifter, transmission braking, your timing has to be good. If you do it too soon, you can transmission brake lock this car, and it will get it sideways and slideways as if you had too much rear brake bias in it. So you have to be careful. These drivers are going to have to be on the spot with their timing.
Fun fact, you can actually change the name of your device that you're speaking of, sir, so it doesn't sound like anything else in your dictionary that you use day in and day out. But
See, and that's why we're
Yeah.
nerds, Jeremy. See, we learn new stuff all the time.
there you go. Name it whatever you desire, and it will pick up on that name. So don't ask me how to do it, but I know it can be done. So right now, Nick Alford actually just posted on the YouTube chats. We're currently at $450. So we've gained $10 since the start of this race. Now we're 2/3 into this event, as we're on a very nice lap 69, headed to lap 70, and we need $50, guys. Can we get to $500? That is the goal that Nick Alford wants. That's the goal that we want. We still have one more pit stop, so Steve's guaranteed to knock out at least $5 out of my pocket. But we're, you know, we got such a really good team car, Dustin, but pit road has always been our kryptonite, so it's almost guaranteed.
It is. Our nerd esports qualifying package is subpar. Our race package is phenomenal. In our pit road, we definitely need more practice on pit road, because we just we always, at least one driver has one slip up. We can never be Johnny on the spot when it comes to that. And you see the 39 and 24 did come down pit road. They have completed theirs as they just get put a lap down on that. So again, it is coming, Jeremy. Question is, who's going to be your pit partner? Because you got to have somebody coming in with you. As apparently the 76 of Jim Walton is also got a little issue with his flux capacitor. That's going to be the 20. Oh, the 20 overshoots!
Oh, no.
That's going to be detrimental. The 20 of Jack Wilkinson will get nailed with an unsafe pit entry, and that is going to hurt Juan Escamilla, as he now loses a partner on pit road, because Joseph Klein is way behind Jeremy. He is not going to get out at the same time that Escamilla will. So this is going to be detrimental to that 41.
Yeah, that's you talked about how difficult it is, and well, the first example is being displayed. And here comes everybody else down pit road too. The 88 and the 27. It's Jack Weaver. And I think it was the 10 car. Yeah, Keith Basham. He's driving the 88 on the car panel. But as we complete lap 72, we still have 6 in the main pack, one of which is our esports driver. Look at this, number 2, Donald Ray, has been leading with the 14, probably a third of tonight's event. These two guys have been up here just controlling the field, or as Steve would say, they have not been the sitting duck. They've been doing what they have had to do. Bottom, top, does not matter. They've controlled it. The 76, Jim Walton, he now resides in 3rd, Bradley Wright 4th, and Thomas Andrews in 5th. That's your top 5. As we're still expecting some cars to come down pit road. Is it this time? It's not. We're going to go one more circuit.
Yeah, one more circuit right now, and it looks like these are all your drivers that, I mean, they still have to make that pit stop. I do believe the 6 of Jeff Huggins does as well, but this is the pack that is all closed up. I would expect that this entire pack, so all 6 drivers, your top 6, will come down pit road at the same time. The only other option they have is it'll be split up at 2 to 4, 3 to 3. But drivers, again, are going to have teammates. You do not want to be like the 41 of Escamilla, who did come down with somebody else to help a draft, but that driver being Jack Wilkinson, unsafe pit entry, is slotted a lap down. That's a 40-second minimum hold on pit road after the service from his virtual pit crew. So some drivers like Escamilla in dire need of a boomer button box caution in order to get closed back up.
They really, really do here. I'm going to take the time to thank one of our non-commercial rolling partners here, Dusty Pete's Gifts and Collectibles. If you want to up your nerddom and find something collectible for your game room, your office, your bedroom, whatever the case is, DustyPete's.com. They're based out of New York. 1,000+ comic books, action figures, collectible trading cards of all sorts. They have NASCAR diecast. Just a lot of stuff nerdy. So find yourself at DustyPete's.com. If you will use that Super Nerd checkout code, it'll save you 15% off your online purchase of $20 or more. Once again, that's DustyPete's.com.
Yeah, always love our partners that have been with Nerditudes and Nerd TV. And again, the partners that have come on board for tonight's event. Still awaiting the top 6 drivers to come down pit road. You see Juan Escamilla did go a lap down, but he is maintaining draft with these individuals. That may be his only hope on staying alive on this one, but I still feel, Jeremy, that he is gonna need a caution. Right now slotted as the first car 1 lap down. If a caution would come out, he would be the recipient of that Lucky Dog Award as it sits. But Jeremy, we are working with 25 laps to go as they cross the line this time. Donald Ray still leading the way from help from his unofficial teammate Tom Sears in the 14. These drivers had been inseparable most of the event. And then you got Jim Walton in the 76, still reside in P3. He is your biggest mover, Jeremy, up 14 positions from where he started. So again, started 17th, up to P3 as it sits. Bradley Wright and Thomas Andrews round out your top 5 for the Team Rubicon 250.
Making all the right calls. The 76s to find himself into a top 3 situation as they pass a couple lap down cars. Now that's the number 20. That was the one who went off into the grass, Jack Wilkinson. And the 96, Lawrence Aaron Jenkins, who's been a part of a couple accidents here. He just naturally lost the draft. Thankfully, he's picked up the number 20. So they can now kind of keep together to find some speed and the cars in front of them. See if they can play the makeup game. These other guys have pitted. That tells me they're done for pitting, Dustin. So this front pack, do they run it dry and just put the least amount of fuel in, or do they play the conservative approach and maybe see them down the next lap or two?
Well, and here's the thing. I mean, it's not a bad call for these drivers to try to run it dry and then only put in the amount of fuel needed to complete the remaining laps. What that does is, one, it's less time on pit road. That means you can maximize the space in between the pack you have here and the remaining cars. The issue with trying to do that is, again, you don't know if a boomer button box caution is going to come out. And if it does come out towards the end of the race, say in the final 2 laps, and it does extend to a green-white checkered, if you do not calculate in for that possibility, then you might shortchange yourself, and you may have to give up a good solid run position to come down to top off on fuel. So it's a gamble either way by some of these drivers.
Yep. It is a big gamble on when to come down, when not to come down, and every time you race a super speedway, it is the same question that flies through every team's heads. When do I pit? And you would think after doing years and years and years of sim racing at a super speedway, you would have that system down pat. Nope. You sure don't. Because every race, the situation is just a little different. And there's no right or wrong answer to anything that you're doing. But still single file off a turn for this time. Do we get the signal? We do not. They're going to stay out at least another circuit, but looks like the 20 to 96 are able to hold up with the main pack.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a good thing. I mean, that's going to try to minimize the amount of damage done by, you know, some pit road follies that took place. We've seen the 6, and there you see they just got done going by him. That's Jeff Huggins, did come down pit road. Now, the bad thing was, Jeremy, he came down solo. No one else to come down with him. No draft partner, no help. That is going to be detrimental. We know, as well as some of the viewers may or may not know, that you have to have help coming down pit road. It's gonna be detrimental big time. Juan Escamilla found that out the hard way. And here we go, Jeremy. Some takers down pit road.
Oh, Steve's going to collect the number 8. Caution is out for the 5th time sent by boomer button boxes here. The 76 is going to get the pit penalty, 40-second hold. Chaos. Just a consuming pit entrance here, Dustin.
Yeah, and again, we talked about it, Jeremy. You know, how hard are some of these drivers going to have, you know, when they come down pit road, slowing down and coming to that line, and you see number of drivers took the hard cut. The 2 of Donald Ray, the 8 of Briley Wright, and then you see the 70. Oh,
he got assistance.
He got assistance on that. So as they were checking up, the 70, the 76. That's Walton. That's Jim Walton. Really slowed up. The 3 of Steve Rada tried to check up, and then the 41 of Juan Escamilla did not catch the memo there and see the checkup, and you're going to see him just rear bumper packed him right there, and that literally sends the 3 of Steve Rada right down into the 8 of Briley Wright. He had nowhere to go, and you can see his tires are locking up there. He was trying to slow it down, just could not get it slowed down in time. So, I mean, that's a chain reaction event, Jeremy. I mean, there's not a whole lot that we can do in a situation like that. It's tough when it comes to, like I said, when you are trying to really whoa and back that down. You can't. You're going to see the front tires lock up here. He's on the brakes. It's, man. And right now, I mean, the biggest hitters on that one, I mean, Steve Rada, with the damage he got, Briley Wright with the damage he got, but it looked like Briley did a pretty decent job of keeping it off the wall there, and he does. So excellent job locking it down, minimizing that.
I think Steve just made me donate $5. He came on the track before the turn 2 exit and hit the apron, got loose, went up the track. So $5 more to the pot.
So is that 10 now? Because that was a pit road mistake coming in. But are you going to count that on the 3, or is that just going to be a racing deal, not getting the memo on the checkup from the drivers behind?
Well, he didn't wreck anybody, so I think I'll give him no fault there. But the pit road was 100% him on exit. So there's that. But that's we're gonna take this time. We're gonna take our final commercial break here of the evening. So we're gonna be right back before the job for the green flag for the 7th time this evening.
And we are back. We are going to go through a top 10 recap of your running order as it sits right now. The 5 of Thomas Andrews, currently up 1 position from where he started, has been running up in the top 5, doing an excellent job. 2nd place, Tom Sears in the 14. Been working very well with the 2 of Donald Ray. Been in the top 3 to top 5 all night long. The 8 currently running in 3rd. You've seen he was part of that last incident on pit road entry. That's Briley Wright. Up 2 spots, but running good. Donald Ray, who's been up at the top spot, currently residing in 4th place right now, down 3 spots, but don't count him out just yet. Joseph Klein in the 24, up 1 spot, been doing good. Caught in a couple incidents, but been running very well. Steve Rada, we've seen the pit road woes that has taken place, but running in 6th place. Jim Walton, up 10 spots, your biggest mover right now, and he is running in that 7th spot. He's been up in the top 5 for quite a while now, still running very well. Juan Escamilla, you've seen that he had the issues on pit road. He did have somebody coming in, that was the 20 of Wilkinson, and then was out there by himself. He's down 5 spots from his starting spot, but now finds himself in contention once more. And then 10 is Colin McDonough in that 39, residing in the 10th place as it sits right now. Up 1 spot from where he has been. He's been up in the lead. He's been in the back. He's been trying to keep it clean. Has been involved in 1 incident where he got side slammed during that big one. But again, otherwise has kept it clean. And that is your Nerd TV Top 10 recap.
Well said, sir. Well said. We got a half a lap left before going back to green flag racing, which will resume on lap 85. So 16 laps is the difference between now and the checkered flags that will fly. Pit stops, no more. Unless you're part of a wreck, you are not coming down pit road. So this is going to be just a 16-lap brawl to see who can win tonight's Team Rubicon 250 at Talatona. I'm going to keep that running.
Talatona.
Talatona. And, well, 2 familiar faces up at the front row here. The 5 and the 14. You've talked about the top 10. The 81. This guy has been spun out twice. And he is still sitting in the 2nd row right here. So shout out to this car. Is he? See, no, he's part of the. Lucas, these 2 laps down. I don't know. How are they going to put a 2-lap down car right here in second row? So he's not in the picture at the moment. He's got a couple cars ahead that are 1 lap down. But anyway, pace car is down. We're going back to green flag. I see Steve's good friend Joseph saying go Steve. And Chris Acuna said make that 455. I don't know if that was from my donation or somebody else's, but 455 is the amount donated so far for this particular charity event here.
$45 more.
$250. I mean, I got 5 going in unless Steve makes another mistake, so we just need 40 more, really. It's a little scattering action down the back straightaway, Dustin. Looks like the outside has the number game.
Yeah, outside has a number game. Well, kind of, as they kind of went to the midline. Now back to the high side. That's going to be Thomas Andrews in the 5. And that's going to be the 14 of Tom Sears. But look at Briley Wright in the 8. Big push from the 2 of Donald Ray. And look at how far that propelled him. Now the question is Donald Ray going to commit to the 8 of Briley Wright, or is he going to take it to the outside? Only time will tell. Looks like for the time being, he is going to commit to the 8 of Briley Wright as the 5 of Thomas Andrews is coming on the outside. And again, he's got help from Donald Ray's unofficial teammate for most of this race, the 14 of Tom Sears.
We're 3 wide. Middle of that 3 wide is Colin McDonough here as he gets finally clear to the 81. Remember, he's 2 laps down, backs it down from that 3 wide now with the 20. He's going to split the gap, go to the inside, drops in front of that number 81 there, Lucas. And now they go back 2 by 2 by 2. The leaders, though, are scattered mid-pack up at the top. A lot of left and right action, Dustin. You've called that out throughout the night. Right now, we're at a low point in the wind at 5 miles an hour. It's been high as 9 to 10 mile an hour gusts here at the virtual Daytona. And just like that, the outside with a good head of steam there through the childhood in turn 1.
Yeah, but it looks like as we go 3 wide right now, that's going to be the 39 of Colin. Again, he is not for position. He is a lap down as it sits, but still trying to fight to get up there. Oh, contact made. Here is the big one. Another Boomer button box caution. Juan Escamilla involved in that one. You got the 76 of Jim Walton involved, the 39 of Colin McDonough involved. Number of individuals. It does look like Lucas Domini is involved. Man, we knew it was going to happen, Jeremy. We are getting down to crunch time. We knew it was coming.
The 1 lap down car takes out the 2 lap down car here in a 3 wide situation on the back straightaway. As we kind of keeled off the camera as we focus on the 24 of Julio. The 81 slightly drifts up as the 39 was clearly coming down to do a lane shift or at least some good side drafting. And as we always say, 2 physical objects cannot occupy the same space at the same time. They go 3 wide, crunching outside wall. 76 on the very top of that. That's going to be Jim Walton, Colin McDonough, and Lucas Domini. Those 3 cars involved in this wreck here for the 7th Boomer Button Boxes caution.
Yeah, and again, it's just that was an unfortunate event. Yeah, I mean, we do. We say it quite often, Jeremy, that two forms of matter cannot occupy the same space at the same time. That's just, it doesn't happen when it comes to that. And, I mean, unfortunately, I mean, these drivers, I mean, they showed us exactly, you know, they proved Sir Isaac Newton right again. You see the 39 in the center, the 81's going to go low. You see he goes below the yellow there and then has to come back up, and at the same time the 39 of Collins is slightly drifting down and they just meet in the middle. The 6 of Huggins just barely escapes that. We already talked about the 76 of Walton getting involved in that. Rick James Escamilla involved in that. So it looks like a 5-car incident as it sits right now, Jeremy, but this is going to shake, rattle, and roll up those standings on that tower.
It really is here, and yeah, 5 cars damaged in that one. 24 barely got a scratch. The 41, though, with some decent amount of front-end damage. as that wreck occurred right in front of him. Nowhere to go from Juan Escamilla. Dustin, I think it's our final time. We're gonna drag our driver into our channel here. In-race reporter. Chat knows him as Steve Rada. Steve, this is Jeremy in their TV booth for the final pull-up, I promise. You got 10 laps to go, maybe even 9. What's it going to take to get that number 3 car in P1?
Just be smart on when trying to pass.
That's it. One-liner right there. Be smart. When to pass, when not to pass. Steve, you're randomly selected as Stage 2 Winner Prize Award, so you get the Team Conti Sim Performance Package from teamconti.gg, so congrats on that. It's kind of cool. So you'll be getting that this week. But, man, you are in 5th place, top 5. You had one little incident on pit road. Checkup occurred. You got hit from the front and back. Does the car feel any different?
No. Car feels fine. I haven't even had to use fast repair.
Just a little bit of manual repair, and the thing looks like it's brand new, just with all the bugs on the front of that thing. Well, good luck to you, man. You're in 5th place. We got 10-lap shootout, and possibly we'll be talking to you in the post-race interviews.
Will that make it a 6th time if that happens?
Yes, it would. Yes, it would indeed. You got me on that one. Good luck, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
We always like to have fun, and again, we want to thank Steve Rada for agreeing to be the in-race reporter for tonight's Team Rubicon 250. We want to thank all the drivers too that have shown up and shown support, all the viewers on the YouTubes, the Facebooks, and the Twitches for showing up, and of course everybody for donating. Again, we're getting closer to that $500 mark. Our goal is to hit $500. Again, if I was actually doing my job a lot better than I am, there's that promo code. Use that promo code. Donate anything you can. We are so close to that $500. Let's see if we can't hit it for all these fine drivers out here and all the event promoters that have put this event on tonight.
When he says promo code, it means QR, but still it's a QR code is a promo code. It does not need to be coming in the form of letters or numbers. It can also be a square with a bunch of pixelation in the middle of it. So there's your donation key. Use your smartphone, pull it out. We're getting closer and closer. We're inching there, Dustin. We're getting getting there closer and closer by $5 at a time. We're almost to the $500 mark. We can do this. I've got 5 more going in minimum. We still have 10 laps to go. We will get the 10 lap to go as we go green flag. 10 lap shootout out Daytona. I don't think we've seen the final caution come out this evening, but regardless, everyone watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, we're going to have a great show here. Pace cars down. Thomas Andrews leading the way here in the number 5, and there we go. Great launch with the number 2 there, Donald Ray, launching right ahead of Briley Wright, as they're going to go single file in the top 5.
Yeah, they are going to go on the high side, propel themselves to the number 1 and number 2 spot. That is the 5 of Thomas Andrews and the 2 of Donald Ray. But here comes the inside run, led by the 8 of Briley Wright, with help behind from the 14 of Tom Sears and the 3 of Steve Rada. As they're coming through, Jeremy, this is going to be a drag race. 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom. How is this going to go? 10 laps to go before we crown a Team Rubicon 250 champion and mark the 8 of Briley Wright to the top spot. Now it's a battle for P2. Sears on the inside, Andrews on the outside. How is this going to go?
Gonna be mayhem regardless of the situation as they cross the line. 8 laps. Well, 9 laps to go now. The number 8, Briley Wright, does lead the way. This time with the 14, Tom Sears, who's been proven to be one of the best contenders in this race so far. Oh, look at the 2, Donald Ray, just giving the 5 the business. Thomas Andrews getting the bumps in the center of the corner, offset, squared up, does not matter. And the end result is the 5 gets the speed boost of his life. He's going to clear the 8 if he wants it. Does not. Oh, he's so... Donald Ray is pushing the issue on that right rear. That could have been tragic.
Oh, he is all over that back bumper, and there it is. Little bit of movement. Now the 5 of Thomas Andrews is going to go down to the inside lane. He feels that's going to be the lane with the momentum. That's going to put Donald Ray on the top side with help from the 24 of Joseph Klein. Klein on the outside trying to give room right behind Klein. The 41, your stage 1 winner. That is Juan Escamilla on that top side. Trying everything you can. So right now your stage winners are side by side. Third in line on the high side and the low side. But look at that high side run. The 24 Klein jumps to the inside. Ooh, looked like an offset bump there. And the 5 of Andrews did not like that. Had to regather it back up. But Jeremy, it does not look like it affected the momentum on that inside line.
Now, it didn't look like it messed it up too much here. And as we get closer and closer to this ending here, we will advertise too. The race winner will receive a free courtesy paint scheme from J. Semarino Designs. First place finisher will have the option for credit or paint scheme. And if he chooses the credit, the paint scheme goes to P2. So either way, Seminario Designs is going to be hooking up somebody with a free paint scheme. If it's P1, P2, P3, whoever accepts it. And first place will get $25 if they go credit. Second place is up for $15, and third is $10. So there's a little bit of money up for grabs to kind of promote the ending of this race as well. To hard charge the way to the front. Donald Ray trying to do everything he can. He's got stage 1 winner Juan Escamilla right on his back bumper, the 27, as well as Jake Weaver up 2 spots. He's going to find himself in P3 at the line. 6 laps to go.
6 laps to go. Oh, another offset bump there to Thomas Andrews. Little wobbly, but still propelling that inside line right now with 3 drivers. Steve Rada looks like he was going to try to go down there, but the 6 of Jeff Huggins filled that spot up. So again, we are back to 2 lanes, top side, bottom side. You have Ray on the top side. Oh, contact made between Andrews and Escamilla. And there's the big one right there. Boomer button box caution comes out, Jeremy. 6, 7 cars involved.
Yeah, that's half of the big pack in this wreck. This is going to be the biggest big one of the night. And we got to have quite a few instant replays available for you. Starting right here. Juan in the 41 is going to get hooked with the 5. And it looks like the 41 just wanted to follow Donald Ray into turn 3. Did not realize Thomas Andrews was on the left rear, but we're going to get a better look to confirm that.
Oh, it was a bump from the 8 of Briley Wright. So that was the 3rd time that has happened between the 8 of Wright and the 5 of Andrews. And this time here, it was costly. And it sent the 5 of Andrews up into the door panel of the 41 of Escamilla. And we're going to go drone cam on the backside here. And we're going to take a better look here. And you're going to see that bump right there. It's a bump slide that's going to get it started. You see, we talked about that side-to-side movement, and this is where it gets bad. Right there, right up into a little bit of air pocket in between both the 5 of Andrews and the 41 of Escamilla. That's going to send both of those drivers down. They try everything they can. 14 Amir's involved. You're going to see the 24 of Rick James involved. Steve Rada involved. Huggins involved. You see Wilkinson in the 20s involved up there. We got cars merging and meshing with each other. Jeremy, they're proving us wrong, and they're proving Sir Isaac Newton wrong too, because they are definitely occupying the same space. So I don't know. We may have a whole new science breakthrough on here for us nerds. You can see Rick James right front, completely demolished on that one there. That is, and left rear. You see that axle just completely busted. So lot of issues involved in this boomer button box caution.
Well, I guess when you try to go 6 wide at Daytona, you kind of have to occupy another space. And so Steve Rada in the 3, the 24, Julio Neves did just that. They merged themselves to avoid the 41 at the very top portion of turn 3 and 4. Crazy sequence there. One bad bump, and all it takes. We saw a couple from the number 2 almost turning the 5 car there of Thomas Andrews a couple laps prior. Thankfully, that did not. But then that one just, you saw the bump there. It's these back bumpers on this Gen 7 car, Dustin, not flat. They're very much rounded. And so the bumper grab can be more effective than ever compared to an Xfinity or a truck where it's much flatter on the rear end, kind of like myself. So just like that, it's, it goes from all or nothing real quick.
No, and you're right, and that has been one of the biggest complaints, not only from the sim community, but also the real life drivers too, with these Gen 7s, is that rear bumper. That rear bumper is, like you said, not flat at all. It is entirely rounded. You can look at it right there. That is a round bumper there, and it's great as long as you hit that bumper right there perfectly every time. It is wonderful. But we have already seen that these drivers in these cars, they're having a hard time. There's that back and forth sway with this rack and pinion steering that these cars have. And what happens is you can make center contact, but then when you sway to the right and you don't let off to break that contact, you stay in and then you sway back to the left. Like you said, that bumper grab is real and you see the results.
Green, white, checkered to end this 100 lap race for the Team Rubicon 250 at Daytona. This is an unofficial green white checker because we're on lap 98. This would be a natural green white checker. To seal this race off, who will it be? Will it be a car in the top 5? We saw a couple of those cars in that wreck, or in this top 5. Do they have damage? Does it affect them? We're going to find out. The number 2's been up for all night long. Jake Weaver, been in the top 5 himself all night long. Joseph Klein in the 24. He's been floating about 6th through 10th, but fighting to go in here with that wreck, finds himself in 3rd. Steve has the damage. I know right behind him, the 8 Bradley Wright, he has some damage. 14 though, Tom Sears. Also a great chance to find himself a checkered flag here this evening. This is going to get crazy, sir.
And it really is. And right now, I would be led to believe that some of these drivers that were banking their fasty, that's what we refer to as a fast repair. Every driver started this event with 1. I believe that they probably used it in that last event, in that last crash that brought out the most recent Boomer Button Box caution. But something else I'm looking at too, Jeremy. 2 drivers that have been working so well together. The 2 of Donald Ray, and you got the 14 of Tom Sears back there. There only 1 car separates, and that's the 24 of Joseph Klein. This could get very good. Again, a natural green-white checkered. We're going to get the green flag next time around, white flag, and the last time around will be the checkered flag if a Boomer Button Box caution doesn't come out. Pace car takes that hard left-hand turn down pit road. Donald Ray leads him to the start. Green flag flies for the restart, and look at the push that Donald Ray is getting from the 24 of Joseph Klein. They propel themselves out. Jake Weaver on the top side trying to get help from the 3 of Steve Rada. They're trying to move forward. Tom Sears on the bottom trying to get some push from that 5 of Thomas Andrews, who was involved in that last incident. And look at the momentum on that top side. They're getting the draw and pull from your first 2 cars of Ray and Klein.
You said the jump starts there are not good for guys, and here we are. The number 8 is going to dip to the inside, but the 27 of Jake Weaver decides to not go to the bottom. He's going to check himself up and the entire outside line with that momentum and not make the pass effort. That I did not expect coming to the white flag here. This is going to be our elevated esports. 1 to go. Next lap seals the deal. Donald Ray leading the thing. The 24, Joseph Klein, all of a sudden inserting himself into the top 3 here. Jake Weaver 3rd, Steve Rada 4th. Any one of these guys can move to the bottom. They're all stuck at the top. Who's going to be the first one to look? They're all moving, trying to find a partner. There it goes. 24, Joseph Klein makes the move. Donald Ray's going to block, but go back to the top. Checks up Mr. Weaver. 3 wide, 8 up the middle. Contact. No wreck yet. Oh, he gets pinched. He hooks. Coming to the line here. Who's going to win? It's going to be Donald Ray, and the number 2 is going to win the Team Rubicon 250. Seals the deal, and at the last second, Juan Escamilla steals it from Steve Rada at the line. But pretty decent race overall for the green-white checker there. But Donald Ray, I think he's led the most laps. He's going to come home with the trophy.
Yeah, gonna come home with the trophy big time. We're gonna go back and take a look to see what happened to the 8. And again, at the last minute, every driver is trying to get everything they can, and it just it wasn't enough. This all started from that massive run that took place up there, and at this point in time, they cannot back off. I mean, you can see the run. The 24 is way off pace. 8's gonna go to the midline there, put it 3 wide. And as he puts it 3 wide, the 27 comes down, checks everything up. You see it bottlenecks. 8 goes up, then turns back down because he almost made contact with the 3 of Steve Rada. Pinches and cuts across the nose of the 24. And chaos ensues after that. It's going to collect a number of cars there. And again, these drivers just, look at the particles. Just demolish that 8. The unfortunate event there. But again, Donald Ray takes your checkered flag. He is your 2024 Team Rubicon race champion.
And here is your complete unofficial results here for tonight's charity event on a nice Friday evening. Donald Ray P1, Jake Weaver second, Juan Escamilla. They're going to be your top 3 tonight. Steve Rada 4th, Tom Sears 5th, Joseph Klein does finish in 6th. Thomas Andrews in 7th, Jeff Huggins in 8th, 9th place Colin McDonough, in 10th place Bradley Wright, 11th on back, 2 laps down or more. It's going to be Jack Wilkinson, Lucas Domini, Julio Neves, Lawrence Aaron Jenkins, Jim Walton, Keith Basham, Bryant Newingham, Nick Alford, and Nathaniel Briner. Rounds out the 19th place finish in tonight's Team Rubicon 250. Remember, head yourself with the QR code, scan it with your phone, it'll take you to donations. Get the final number in. We need to get as close to 500 as possible. If there's any last minute donations, please send it off. We're going to gather up our top 3, and actually, you know what? They're already there. As long as Dustin gives us the okay, we can jump straight in. Or if we need the commercial, either one.
Yeah, we'll go and give one last shout out to our partners that have helped us up to this point, and we'll bring in our top 3.
That's right. We'll be right back. And welcome to the Martin Sports post-race show for the Team Rubicon 250 at Daytona. Looks like we got our top 3 gathered up here. First one, P3, the number 41, Juan Escamilla, who also won Stage 1 tonight. Juan, congrats on P3.
Thank you.
Man, that 8 cautions tonight, so there's a little bit of chaos throughout this whole entire race is sprinkled in there. You got involved, I think, in 2 of those 8. You won Stage 1, and so up and down night. And kind of walk us through how you made it to P3 overall.
Yeah, so basically, point of the race was just to get hooked up with my teammates, Jake and Wilkerson, and Ledge as well. We try to get hooked up as best we could, but we really couldn't. So that and I got shot the lap down because only like one people or two people pitted with me. So just try to make the best of the situation. Try to hopefully get my laps back and just stay in the draft, and that's pretty much what I did to get that P3. Just stay in the draft. If I lost a lap, just maintain being in the draft and hope for a caution. And yeah, a couple cautions there. Got involved one there very late, but I had a fast repair, so that was pretty good.
Yeah, one fast repair for 100 laps. You had to save it if you wanted to compete, it seemed like, and you did just that. Top 3 in 2 of the 3 stages. So that's a pretty strong performance there from the 41 camp. Man, I appreciate you jumping into this charity event here for Team Rubicon. Any support is appreciated, but even if it's just a spotlight, you don't even have to donate. You get them out there, you talk about them, people will donate, and so give us your shout-outs before we let you go tonight.
Yeah, I just want to shout out, this Discord and this broadcast for making this show happen. I want to thank the competitors. A couple cautions, but for the most part, it was a really fun show. Want to thank my teammates, Jake Weaver, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
I will have yourself a good rest of your night. Congrats on P3. Thank you for jumping into tonight's charity event. And that's it, man. 3rd place. That's going to be Juan Escamilla. Now we're going to rotate to 2nd place. Jake Weaver in the number 27. Jake, congrats on 2nd place.
Thanks.
Yeah, you started 7th. You kind of worked your way up pretty quickly. You hung out in the top 5 for a decent amount. Did not pick up anything on stage 1 or 2, but there at the very end of stage 3. My first question to you, you had that run on the restart on the back straightaway. You could have easily drove down to pass on the inside. Why did you stay up to the top? Did you have a larger plan that I had no idea about?
Preferred lane. It was really recently in these cars, the higher you are up the track, the stronger the lane is, and I didn't want to drop to the bottom and lose the momentum hitting that clean air that I had behind the other 2, so I just hung out.
Smart call there. Yeah, most of the time the main pack was up at the middle or top of the track, so I would say it'd probably be a good call. And you ran a pretty clean race overall yourself all night tonight. What was the game plan coming in tonight's event?
Do my best, really. I had a couple guys that I usually run with in another league with Juan and Ledge and Alfred even a little bit, but just finish where we could finish and not take anybody else out, being a charity race. And if I ended up in a money slot, then just to donate it to the cause I donated to earlier. So,
well, that'd be amazing because we're on the goal for 500. The last time we had a shout out from Nick Alford was 455, and then I got to donate $5 myself. You got $10 going your way, or $15. So we're at $20 left. So that's awesome to hear. Appreciate that, and it is for the charity, of course, right? Team Rubicon. TeamRubiconUSA.org. But any final shout outs, man, before we let you
go? Shout out to basically everybody. My fans, if I have 1 or 2, Juan for helping me out, Ledge, Alfred, everybody else that gave me room and gave me pushes throughout the race, and you guys for putting this on, and everybody else behind the scenes. It was a really fun night for me.
Very good, man. Glad to hear it. Well, congratulations on P2 once again. Thank you for being a part of the charity event here tonight, and have yourself a good rest of your evening.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you. And that was Jake Weaver in the 27, 2nd place here for the Team Rubicon 250. Now, Dustin, time to load up the victory scene here this evening for the number 2, Donald Ray. Picking up the W here for Team Rubicon 250, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, man, thanks. First, just want to say thanks to the group or whoever put this together. I know Nick Pressey was involved, and I'm not sure who else. It's fun to get out here and race with guys, especially a lot of guys that you don't normally race with. I mean, you always go in with a little bit of concern, you know, how dirty are people going to race. But man, it was a lot of fun, and you know, to be able to contribute to a good cause, you know, for the hurricane relief is much more important than winning a race. But no, man, it was a lot of fun. I had some good teammates. We stayed up front most of the race, and it kind of got shuffled back there at the end. So I was just doing a lot of mirror driving there to try and get it to the front, and it worked out.
Yeah, your plan, it looked like from my seat, was stay at the front as much as you can. We had 8 total cautions. You, I think, led the most laps here tonight. So was that indeed the plan? Just, hey, we got to find the clean air and we got to get to the front?
Yeah, because you don't know when somebody wants to get aggressive and, you know, make something happen and go 3 wide. And, you know, when you race with guys that you don't know and you don't know how that's going to work. I know I like to race 3 wide, but I was real hesitant to do it. I think I did it one time, shot up through the middle there, but it's try and stay up front and try and stay clean. I think it was the first race in a while, especially at a super speedway, that I finished with a 0X. So always a plus.
0X there, picking up the win. $25 being offered to you for first place, man. Congratulations on a strong performance here for the Team Rubicon 250. Any final shout outs before we let you go?
Man, I just want to shout out to my buddies that were in the race: Tom Sears, Thomas Andrews, Bradley Wright, Rick James. Thanks, and thanks most to the people that put it on again. You know, I mean, that's what this is about: having fun and giving to those in need. And you know, and then shout out to you guys. Thanks for you know, donating your time for this cause and broadcasting this race for us. It means a lot.
Absolutely, man. Well, enjoy the rest of your night. Congratulations once more. And catch you next time.
All right, boys. Y'all have a good one.
All right, you too. That was Donald Ray, the winner of tonight's race here. That's nice to catch you next time, but I don't know about that. That might be a little far-fetched. But either way, I'm really appreciative that these guys jumped into this race. 19 entries, 8 cautions, a bunch of fun 100 laps here at Daytona. I had a blast.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was entirely a blast. We enjoy, you know, doing these charity events. It's not about making the money. You know, at times it's for something much bigger than ourselves. It's for something much bigger than the drivers on the track. And for a group of, for the most part, I mean, there were drivers out there that knew each other, but for a group of just absolute strangers to come together for a cause and to show you what they can do and raise money for that cause, I mean, that's what community's all about. You know, it's a wonderful thing. You know, it's why I'd love to sit here and get Nick Alfred in here and talk with him. You know, just to see, you know, his mindset on it. I mean, is he available in TeamSpeak? I said TeamSpeak.
Man,
Discord. My God.
2015, this guy.
Woo!
All right. Well, Nick's been talking on the YouTube chats. I don't think he has a clue that he's going to get pulled up here, but he's available. So we're going to do that right now.
Surprise.
Surprise, Nick Alford. Thank you for letting me pull you into this channel.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, just does a good event. Very good event you put on here tonight. You and whoever else that helped you out behind the scenes to get this 100-lap Team Rubicon 250 done here this evening. Just kind of walk us through the preparation and how'd the night go for just everything collectively?
Yeah, so the inspiration to kind of get this thing started was I was sitting on my couch here in Virginia with power, and I was watching this hurricane just smack Florida as hard as it could. And I was being like, I just said, you know what, man, like let me find somebody that donates their time and energy to go help. And I just did a quick Google search, and me being active duty Navy, like I put veteran on the end of anything that I searched just so I could support those who served as well. And I came across Team Rubicon USA, and like I searched their website and I looked at it. And I was like, man, these guys are doing something great here. I want to do something. So I put it out to a couple of my guys in a different server and said, "Hey, would you guys want to help out with this?" And they said sure. Again, huge shout out to Nick Pressey and Jack Wilkinson. They both helped me kind of organize this and run it. Huge shout out to the sponsors, 213 Simware, Team Conti. I reached out to them blind. I said, "Hey guys, like I'm putting this thing together. Would you guys be interested in sponsoring a prize pack or something?" And they both had zero hesitation, and they were ready to rock and roll with it. So appreciate all of them. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate everybody that came out and supported. Everybody that donated their hard-earned money. It shows that while we are just on sim racing and on iRacing, we do care and we do want to help out other people that need it.
Well, Nick, shout out to you. You took the cliche saying, "I was just sitting on the couch," and you turned that sitting on the couch thought into a $470 donation to the Team Rubicon. So that's just a pat on your back there for thinking of it, getting it put together. Shout out to the partners one more time, 213 Simware and Team Conti, for helping just kind of raise awareness and donating to some drivers that put their time to come race 100 laps
Jay
with everybody
Seminario
else.
Designs too.
And
Yeah,
Jay Seminario
yep.
Designs, yes, they are giving a free paint scheme to the race winner, Donald Ray. If he sure does want to take that offer. Thank you, Dustin, for clarifying that. But yeah, man.
I got a question.
Oh,
Yes,
you
sir.
got one more.
Is 470 the final number that we hit?
470. Let me refresh real quick.
I still have 5 going in myself. By the way.
Then that's 475 is the final number.
Is the final number. Nerditudes LLC will donate the final $25 so that you can hit your 500.
That is awesome, guys. I really appreciate you guys.
We appreciate everything that you've done. Like I said, I mean, it's when you get together for a better cause, something much bigger than, like I said, much bigger than us. That's what it's about. So the goal was 500. Damn, man, we got so close. $25. That's nothing. We'll hit that 500.
Awesome, guys. And just a quick shout out to you guys. Like I reached out to you guys fully expected and willing to pay for a broadcast, and I was unaware that you guys did it for free. And you know what? Hats off to you guys. Y'all are amazing.
Well, we really thank you and appreciate that as well. Any charity. That's part of the staple here for the Nerditudes is we don't charge for that because we're trying to raise money, not have you spend the money that's earned. So that's just part of what we do, man. Well, thank you, Nick, for putting this on. Awesome job. Everybody else involved with it, awesome job. And good night to you, man.
All right, good night, guys. Thanks again.
Very welcome. And that was Nick Alford there. Did not run many laps, Dustin, but nonetheless, he put all the work behind the scenes, so it does not matter to him one bit. He had a successful $500 donated from just sitting on the couch and having a simple thought.
And that's all it takes. It takes an idea, and an idea sprouts into something amazing and beautiful, man. And that's what it is. This goes to show that the iRacing community, I know that they talk about that there's negativity in it, but man, this goes to show there's nothing but positivity. It is out there. So hats off to everybody that had a hand in it behind the scenes. Hats off to all the sponsors, 213 Simware, Team Conti Sim Performance, Jay Seminario Designs. Hats off to everybody that had a part in it. Hats off to you, Jeremy, for taking the time and sitting in here with me. I always appreciate it. We always love doing something like this. So to be a part of it, it's awesome. And hats off to the drivers that participated, no matter what happened. Fantastic. And more importantly, hats off to all the viewers, fans, and people that donated. Collectively as a group, whether you just watched and helped promote, whether you watched and donated, it doesn't matter. We thank you. We love you very much and respect you more than what you will understand. So overall, wonderful event.
Yep. Glad to be a part of it. And this is our time to close it out. So you guys, thank you again for joining in and watching and participating. It's been a great deal of pleasure to be able to do this for y'all. One more time, teamrubiconusa.org. Donations don't have to stop here. If you know anyone affected or just want to donate just a couple more dollars, do it anytime. It's always live. But we're going to close this thing out. You guys, Stay safe, and always get your nerd on.
Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue, we fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter, there were times when there was joy, but they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome to a whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to a whole new world. All the lie you try to hide away from the scars we made. This is your chance to understand we did not design this plan that was built for you. There's nothing you can do. This is my warning, this is your sign that you can't go running high. We will fight for you. You know it to be true. Welcome to a whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to a whole new world. All the lie you try to hide away from the scars we made. From the scars we Welcome to a whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to a whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to a whole new world. All the lie you try to hide away from the scars we made. Welcome to a whole new world. Back when nothing truly mattered